Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday morning. I'm in the middle of moving to a new house, and yet I had time to interview Karen mostly because I came to lunch today at the Vegan Plate, and she reminded me that I'd already asked her because I had given up on interviews. Sorry, people. All right, this is my friend Karen, and this is where I interview people, ordinary people like Karen and I, that have gone on a whole food plant-based diet and have had amazing, or in Karen's situation, interesting results. Karen, if I'm not mischaracterizing it, you are sort of a newbie to this.
Absolutely, I'm a newbie.
How long have you been whole food?
Well, 4 weeks.
4 weeks. That's a newbie in my book.
Yes.
So what caused you to even consider it?
Okay, so I've always been more of a plant-based eater, but I was eating meats and dairies and all that. But the main thing was that I was married before, and my husband had a heart attack and died. We were on a walk, and he went right.
How old was he?
He was only 34.
Oh, that's young.
So yes, very, very young, a massive heart attack. But he had a big belly. And back then, I didn't really understand the visceral fats and all that, and I didn't understand that. Well, a few years later, I met another wonderful man. I always said I got lucky twice, and we've been married now 25 years. Oh. And I just, over the last couple years, I've been noticing that he's getting that big, hard tummy.
How old is he?
He is 59.
Yeah, us men tend to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I just started to just watch him and get concerned about it, seeing his clothes get a little bit tighter, and I just reflected back to what happened before, and I just was like, wait a minute, I'm not going to have this happen again.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to him about it, and he's like, oh, no. He's a big, like, rib and smoked meats and his beers and all his friends that they all make that stuff. And so I just started not making as much of that. But I will tell you something.
Okay.
It's interesting.
Please.
That the class that I took from the Kaleidoscope.
Let me stop you for a minute. Yes. I met Karen in a class that Twyla, which you all know, teaches. And she asked me to speak in that class. And I've been taking it also. And that's where we met. So
yes. And I came home and told them how inspired I was with you.
Thank you.
And how you changed your life. I said, and his vitality as well. It's not just your health. Your whole being is just, there's a vitality there.
Thank you.
And I said, I want another 25, 30 years with you. And I'm really concerned about it. But I want to back up on the class.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that saw the class in the little magazine you get in the mail, right? And he said, oh, you're always talking about eating more vegetables. You might be interested in that.
But he's not?
No, but little did he know that now, I would come home every day so excited from when I took the class, and I shared your story with him. And then I went to the seminar, and I just came back. I said,
AJ seminar.
AJ's, just like how inspiring it was, and the stories.
That was a good seminar.
And so, anyways, I will have to say your first question, what started it?
How long? And the second question is, what caused you to become?
It's for my love of my husband.
That's a nice reason.
And that is what is the catalyst for this.
Good.
And I'm going to benefit, and we are going to benefit because we'll have more years.
Yes.
Yeah. So with my excitement, he just has finally said to me, I'm not saying I'm never going to eat meat again, but I'll try it for a month. And then he says, just feed the animal. Don't tell me it's healthy for me. Don't tell me what's not in it.
That's my kind of diet.
Yes. He goes, just feed me. Yes. Because usually there's one cook in the family. And so I'm like, wait a minute, I have more control of this because I can put more sugars and fats, or I can omit them. And just still plate it beautifully.
Yes, and you can make it sound interesting.
Yeah.
Hi, ladies. Are you going to
Yeah.
walk right in front of the camera? Oh,
Oh,
sure
there,
you are.
yeah, there we
Good,
go.
good
That's
girls.
okay. It's okay. Yeah.
Now move back because I don't
Okay.
want you to be
Okay.
out of frame.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this is continuing on that. What are the benefits that you've received? Even though it's only been 4 weeks, had you think you've received any at all?
Oh, it's just amazing because I don't feel like I haven't done dairy or meat.
Mm-hmm.
I all plant based, but I don't feel as bloated. It's just like I'm starting to feel like a little more solid, if that makes sense. It just before I was felt really puffy, and
Okay.
I'm not doing that. And
Do you feel more satiated?
oh, absolutely, I do because before you'd eat
4 weeks. 4 weeks.
4 weeks, and I haven't stepped on a scale because I just
That's
want
all
it
right.
because I don't want to do that ever again in my life. I don't want to be where I have to count everything. I have to
Right
do this
now,
or that.
exactly.
This is going to be my life.
If you are reasonably good about it, not as strict as I am, but just reasonably good, the weight will just melt off.
Yeah.
My wife does that, and she lost a whole bunch of weight, and then she says she doesn't want to get any thinner.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I'm doing it all for health.
That's right.
And I've noticed on my husband, I was saying, your shirt isn't as tight. And he goes, do you think? And I said, yeah. So, and we're going on a vacation this coming week, which I don't know because he's surprising me. And I said, am I going to be able to eat? And he goes, yeah, you'll be able to eat the way, with the salads. And he goes, and I might even do the same thing.
Oh,
so
that's not high five for
yeah,
that. High
yeah,
five.
yeah.
Do you miss any of the food you used to eat?
I will say that I don't. And when I was
That's surprising because this has only been 4 weeks.
Yeah, but I when I dieted. When I dieted, it's a different frame of mind. When I dieted, I felt deprived.
Yes.
And I felt frustrated. And I went to this little Barktopia. It's called Barktopia. I have a friend with the SPCA.
Yeah.
And we were VIPs.
Barktopia.
Yeah, it was cute. It was, and they had, and it was in Rockland. And for the VIPs, they had all of these beautiful desserts and all of this stuff. And I was just like,
really,
just walked right by it. It was
fantastic.
Like, because I didn't feel the need before, and they were beautiful desserts. I would have said, "Oh, I need one of those, one of those, one of those," I didn't.
If I may, I think it's because you made the decision to go whole food plant based. It isn't to go on a diet and try it out. You said, "I'm going to do it," and you've got no negative reinforcement for doing it, and plus you've got positive. Now, one question I always ask everybody if they don't mention it. What about your energy level?
Oh my gosh, the energy, it's almost like before I'd be like tired at the end of the day and it'd be 8:30 and I need to go to bed and it's like, bing, I'm like, but I have to get up at 5 a.m. I'm not going to get all my sleep.
In just 4 weeks?
In just 4 weeks.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. Not to say I don't still get a little tired, but I did notice that my energy, and then I get up and walk my dog in the morning, which my dog loves it now.
Of course.
Yeah.
They always have energy.
Yeah.
So is it fair to say in only 4 weeks that you probably haven't been tempted to fall off the wagon?
The only temptation that I've had is we have a fire pit, and to sit and have a glass of wine, which I don't know. Can you have wine when you go plant-based?
Some people say alcohol, but other MDs say no amount of alcohol is good for you. So it's up to you.
Well, I did have one glass of red wine.
It's not
because it's the relaxing, sitting, enjoying by fire.
I'm not going to say one way or another. It's just I drank for a couple of years. I started this at 80, and I drank for 2 or 3 years. Not much. Maybe a glass of wine with a nice dinner.
Yeah.
It's sort of and now pretty much.
Well, I would have had 2 or 3 glasses of wine, but I was satiated. I was fine just sipping the one. Not saying it's not everybody's journey.
It's just empty calories. You pay for the alcohol, and the body turns it to fat. And if you're like I am, you really have to watch.
Well,
the
yeah,
fat.
and again, it's so it's a work in progress.
All right. So from your vast experience of 4 weeks, what would you recommend to someone that's thinking about or has already started the journey?
I would say the biggest thing is getting connected. Because your story for my husband, because when my husband's 87,
yes,
I want him to be this way, that we can still be going and doing things. And I think that is the biggest thing. Before when I dieted, I felt all alone in a way, counting my calories.
Well, you're blessed. I felt all alone in the beginning too, but you're blessed because you've met me, you've met AJ, you've met...
and how welcoming the community is.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you.
Yeah, so I would say that, I don't know if that answers that question.
It does, nicely.
Okay,
Very nice.
Okay, yeah.
All right, Karen, thank you very much.
I had one more, but you can't shake my hand yet. Because until we're done.
I love Karen. That's the last question.
Oh, okay, but I did want to say one thing.
Please do.
One more thing. So the other day, my, you get those little flyers in the mail and stuff like that, right? And my husband always gets the mail, and then he'll hand me the garbage mail, right? The junk mail. And so he piles it up. And so there was a beautiful, colorful page, and it was from Dairy Queen. And it had a hamburger, cheeseburger, bacon burger, and fries and a shake. And I held it up to him and I said, didn't they do a nice job on it? He goes, yeah, this looks really good. And then I said, when I look at this picture now, I see poison.
Oh, interesting.
And he sat there for a minute and he said, yeah, you're right. All the preservatives, the fat, the salt, the amount of calories when you have a double bacon cheeseburger, the fries, the ketchup, the shake. And I saw this little light bulb went off in his eyes. It's like, that's how I look at it. So for me, it's easy to pass that up.
Karen, you are #1 wife in my book.
Oh, I'll have my husband Stephen watch this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you know what? He has not had meat, and he is very supportive of all of this. And I'm so grateful I have that.
You should be. Can I shake your hand?
Yeah, you can shake my hand.
I love you. All right, I'll see you guys next week, maybe. No
Keep watching him. He's great.